how's it going? So the other day we just happened to be doing some routine checking on the incubators, and I thought for half a second I heard peeping, but I thought, I'm by my big patio window, maybe I heard the birds cheeping, I wasn't sure. So this little incubator here has got a really nice, you can see the candling light is really strong on this one. And so I thought my turkey incubator, which is this one right here, is due to go on lockdown this coming Sunday. And so I thought, I'm going to do a really quick last check, candle them to see, if I've got any duds in there, I'll just pull them out. And, mentally I'm preparing myself for, getting their little brooder box ready. And so anyways, I open up the incubator here. I for sure now that I hear baby peeping. So I look a little bit closer. Look what I see here. I'm like, oh crap, wait. How am I having eggs that are peeping already? I'm starting in the back of my mind, I'm like, well, how is this happening? I'm almost a week, 10 days early, and I couldn't figure it out. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I put a couple extra eggs in there. I had a couple extra holes, and I thought, well, I'm just going to fill them. What had happened was when I had purchased the turkey eggs, we're doing the sweetgrass turkeys, she had a hen that was in with her turkeys. This egg looked a little bit different, but maybe, possibly. We were both pretty sure that it was a hen, and a hen egg, and I thought, well, whatever. If it's a hen egg, we'll just hatch it. So I'm filling up the incubator with the turkey eggs, making sure I got them all the right side up. And I thought, well, gosh, if this is a turkey egg or a chicken egg, I can't just have one of them. So I grabbed one of my extra eggs, tossed it in there, and I thought, okay, whatever. So I'm getting the incubator filled. I go over to my calendar. I count out the days. I mark on there when we got the turkeys. I put on there, I forget how many days it is now, 22 days. I don't know. I can go look at the calendar and check. But anyways, I mark down when we do the lockdown. At that time, when we do the lockdown, I will take out, we have automatic turners on all of these. So at that time, I'll real quick do a double check with the candling, make sure I don't have any duds, and then I pull out the automatic turner, put the eggs into the incubator, and we lock them down. We don't do anything after that. So I had my dates written down on the calendar. In the back of my head, I'm going, how can I have eggs that are peeping right now? And I about made myself sick because I'm like, did I get a fertilized egg that was sitting out there? Whatever. I couldn't remember what I did. And so I go back to the calendar. Well, first I'm like in a panic mode because there's peepholes in these eggs. And I'm like, I have to get them out of there because my turner's going. And if my turner keeps going, well, that's not going to be a good thing. So we decided to take our smallest incubator, and I've got, maybe a dozen duck eggs in there right now. We real quick pulled that out because these were put in probably maybe a week later. I have to look at the calendar. So I knew if I opened it up and took a minute to put them back in there, I wasn't going to risk, having the incubator open for too long, that kind of stuff. So anyways, we pulled it out, disassembled the automatic turner. We put these two chicken eggs in there that were peeping. Made sure my humidity was at the correct temperature, and I just thought, okay, whatever's going to happen. I was worried about moving them from this incubator, farting around and getting them over to this one, because they say sometimes they can do like a shrink wrap, where if the humidity is lower and then you go to, or higher, and then you go to lower humidity, it can just kind of like wrap them, and then they just can't do anything. And they end up dying. So I was concerned about that. But I figured, you know what? If I would have left them in there and not tended to them, not accidentally found them peeping, it could have ended bad anyway. So I was like, well, I'm going to do the best I can with what I've got. So I watched them for a little while. I didn't see anything. In the back of my mind, I am going like stinking crazy trying to figure out, how do I have birds that are hatching right now? So I went back to the calendar and I went to the day that I put the turkey eggs in there, and I counted out 21 days. Well, sure enough, my chickens are hatching in 21 days. So what happened is I didn't account for, I accounted for my turkeys hatching, and they're like 28 or 29 days. So I had that correctly on the calendar, and I had correctly when I had to do the lockdown. But for whatever reason, these little turkeys, I don't know what I did. So then I'm kind of, what was going on? How did I forget this? I go to the next incubator. I go to the calendar. These are my duck eggs. Yep, sure enough, ducks that are on there. Looked out. Yep, I got the correct date on there. Okay, go to the third incubator. Look, check the calendar. Yep, I'm spot on. So I don't know if I was caught up in the moment with getting, the turkeys in there, excited about getting the turkeys in there. I just plumb forgot about these chickens that only take 21 days to incubate. So thankfully, both the chicks hatched. We didn't have any problems. But had this been a whole incubator full or half of an incubator full, and I didn't follow through on doing what I was supposed to do, this could have ended really bad. I'm sure this will never happen again because now I know what I did. If I ever do a mixed batch of eggs in there, I got to make sure that I got them both on there. Guys, these are real life things that happen. We're hoping to share our experiences, good and bad, because this is real life. So I encourage you guys, if you ever do the split incubators, make sure you get both your dates on there, or all the dates on your calendar, so that it keeps you on track. Thankfully, again, nothing bad came of this. But man, I was so mad because I'm on it. I'm usually I'm always on it when it comes to this thing. I'm always wanting to look and see. We have babies yet. Super excited about babies coming. Man, I'll tell you what, I felt like this big. But at the end of the night, I realized that I'm human and that we all make mistakes, and we're learning from them. All right, guys, if we can encourage you, don't be afraid to try these things. Accidents happen, things happen, but we do the best that we can. And when we do have accidents, we do screw things up, we learn from them. All right, guys, until next time, keep on keeping on. All right, so this is my setup. I'm just using a little tote, and this is just because I've got two of them. We do have an indoor kitty, so I do have to put this on there just to make sure he doesn't decide to play with the birds. So we'll see if we can get in there. And it's kind of cool that one of the incubators I bought come with these little tiny containers, which work out perfect when I only have a couple babies. But we'll see. Hi, babies. Hi. You can see I've got a couple different thermometers in there. I think there's 1, 2, 3, and what I try to do is just kind of keep them an average temp so that I make sure these guys aren't getting too hot. Aren't they the prettiest little babies? I have no idea what they are. One of them was my breeder's little hen that kept getting in with her turkeys, and then the other egg was one of ours. And I don't know what they are, and I really don't care. We've got a few that are purebreds out there, or more purebred, more pure. And then I've got a bunch that are just farm animals, or farm birds. You'll see here in their little water dish, I do put marbles in there. It kind of helps them pick at them. And then if I do this container for quail, I do a lot of marbles. It's in the bigger container though, and what it does, it just helps so that they don't drown. So keep watching. We'll be posting more pictures. We've got the turkeys due next week. We've got ducks the following couple of days, and then we'll be putting some quail in there, and about 18 days later we'll have some baby quails.